Hi everybody, my name is Tyler. I'm an optometry student, and this is my story. Hey everybody, this is a new vlog series called The Vision. You are the Opto fam, we are the Opto fam. And the purpose of this vlog series is to show you what life is like as a 3rd and 4th year student, and also life after graduation. And this episode especially, I'm going to show you how and what to study for the NBEO Part 1 exam. I wanted to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors. Essilor just came out with a brand new product line called Essential Blue Series, which is a brand new type of lens that can block 3 times more harmful blue light compared to a standard lens. And these days, as you know, we're always being exposed to blue light from our smartphones, tablets, and laptops. What's great about these lenses too is that there's not a residual tint to them. Some lenses will have like a yellowish hue to them, but these are completely clear. And patients, as you know, are wanting to stay up on the latest and greatest technology. So not only will this build patient rapport when you introduce these lenses to them, but also it shows that you're staying up to date with current technology to build your practice. So I'm excited to introduce these lenses to my patients in my 4th year and in the future. But let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about the NBEO Part 1, how and what to study for. So let's do it. Alright guys, so I thought I'd come into an exam room to talk about boards. I know it's a little bit cheesy, but it looks better than just a backyard without any grass. That's just how it's gonna be. When it comes to studying for boards, there's 2 main companies that most people use. The first one being KMK that most students do, and the second one being Optoprep. When it comes to studying for this stuff, there's not one cookie cutter way to go about it. Everybody has their own unique style of how to prepare. My story is by no means the right or the wrong way. I will say that most students will buy KMK, which is about $1,000. And I think most students buy that because it's a little bit more in-depth and comprehensive, so you kind of understand the full story of optometry. Whereas Optoprep is a good supplement. And actually it's even better to have questions from Optoprep because questions from them are similar to what actually boards will present to you. I first started in October with KMK. The KMK is really nice because they have a whole bunch of different ways to practice. What they recommend is that you get through all of their videos before January 1st, just so you're on track to kind of cover it 2 or 3 times before you actually take the test, okay? So I went through all of the videos that KMK posted online. They give you textbooks also. Whenever they would give us important information, I would either highlight it in the textbook or kind of write it off to the side. And then by the end of the chapter and the end of the video, they give you a quiz before you can move on to the next one. And so what I did was, actually before taking those quizzes, I would go back and kind of read over the chapter so I understood the whole story of the chapter. And that way by the time I took the quiz, I was really prepared. That was the first time I did all of the Big 8 and the non-Big 8 that way, which if you don't know, the Big 8 is 80% of the test, and the non-Big 8 is the rest of the 20%. And the second time I went through it was when the lecturers from KMK came out to our school to teach us in one weekend. We went through both textbooks, which was pretty exhausting, but it was nice to kind of listen to it instead of having to constantly write things down. So I did like that, and I thought it was at a good time because we had ours right after Thanksgiving and right before Christmas break, so it was nice to kind of wrap everything together when there was time to study and actually be present to listen to those lecturers. The most important part of my 3rd time through was going back to repeat after I would read a few pages. So I would choose a topic, I would read through maybe 2 or 3 pages at a time, hitting really the most important and highlighted pieces that the videos shared, and then I would go back and reread that after those 2 or 3 pages, and whatever didn't stick, I would actually write off to the side to make sure it really stuck. Getting through it 3 times, for some reason, for me, that's kind of the magic number. And after each subject, I would go and do the flashcards that KMK had, and which is really the basic level of understanding, which is nice because they tell you, when you get it right, why you got it right, or if you got it wrong, why you got it wrong too. So I did that for the Big 8 and the non-Big 8. After that, I started on the precise practice questions that KMK has, which is kind of a level up system of things. And so level 1 was obviously the basic level, and then level 3 was the highest. That's when it really exposes what you're good at and what you're not good at. My goal is to hopefully take all of their practice tests that they have too. That's the final level, and those practice tests aren't full tests, but they're about 4 hours at a time to simulate half the test. So that's kind of where I'm at. I might do opto prep after this. I'm not sure yet. I know some students really like it because, like I said before, it simulates really good board questions, and I think once I get through KMK, that'll be a good supplement. I just want to make sure I'm well equipped and well prepared to be the best doctor I can be. And I know some students don't need that extra step to be a great doctor. So, like, again, that's just my perspective. And my camera's falling over. Let's tighten that up right there. Okay, hopefully that stays. So let's talk about what my school also helped us out with too. We had a teacher actually prepare a mock board exam for us, which none of us liked, by the way. They give you 8 hours just in case you need the time, but most of us finished in about 5 or 6. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm getting through finals right now. It comes down to grit, guys. You have to make the time, you have to make the effort. Don't be impractical about it. Don't be thinking like the last month or two you can cram it all in. In reality, you can only get so much studying done in a day, but I think the most important thing, and you'll hear this from everybody, is just repetition. You just have to keep at it over and over again, and it will stick. Especially for me when I was trying to learn all the cancers like the basal cell carcinomas and the squamous cell carcinomas, the more and more I would review it in reading the KMK chapter, and the more I'd write it out and kind of tell it to myself after I write it down, which I kind of like to do, it eventually will stick with you, at least for a couple weeks. So and that's kind of the key. At this point, it's all about retaining the information too. You hope by a month before the test, which is where I'm at right now, that you have a good understanding of things, and you just want to maintain what you've already learned. So again, guys, this is my perspective. I know there's different stories and different avenues to take. But anyways, thanks for listening, guys, and best of luck to you. Sometimes I like to study boards at the library just to kind of clear my head and make sure that I don't have any distractions. I'm a big old nerd, I'll admit it, but that's just how I do it. Hey guys, so I'm here studying in the library. I'm in a little cubicle. I feel like I can only last about 2 or 3 hours before I go pretty insane. So, but this is my little workspace if you want to see it. Just me and my laptop. 2 or 3 hours. Let's do this. Guys, so I managed to get a study room so I could talk a little bit louder. So right now, this is the most fork in the road time that I've experienced in school, just toggling between studying for boards and for finals at the same time. It's pretty crazy, but by this point in time, I mean, you're pretty well organized and you know how to manage your time. So let me show you what I'm kind of doing right now. I've got a couple study guides open for certain classes, and this one specifically is called Injections. We learn about common skin conditions, really gross stuff. But regardless, guys, this is kind of how it goes as a you know, late winter, third year student, early spring, and you just kind of have to pick and choose your battles and try to balance everything and life at the same time. So it's pretty crazy, but we're gonna get through it. Nighttime already. That went really quickly. One of the coolest things about finishing up studying this late is seeing this cactus right here. Unfortunately, I can't show you what it's like during the winter time, because usually they have all these trees decorated and lights, so I can't show you that, but it's not so bad right now either. Hey guys, so when I'm not studying in the library, sometimes I just like to study at home. As a prideful Coloradan, I have my Colorado flag, I got my Nuggets flag, I got my shirt on too. By the way, we're like number 6 in the league right now in 2018, with especially with Nikola Jokic, who is a 22-year-old monster, so you best watch out for that guy. I want to show you the books that KMK gives us, which I have right here, and they're just divided up into 2 volumes, volume 1 and volume 2. Histology, neuroscience, ocular anatomy, psychology, biochem, micro, immunology, systemic disease, and then the big boy chapter, ocular disease. Some of those are Big 8 and some of them are non-Big 8. This book here, we have general phys, we have ocular phys, optics, some more optics, too much optics, ocular motility, BV, and then pharmacology here, Gen Pharm and Oc Pharm is also a pretty big chapter too. Something that a lot of schools will tell you is to read through the Leanne Remington Ocular Anatomy book, which I did my first year. A lot of what's in these KMK books are actually from that book, so I feel like I'd be kind of wasting my time if I read it again. If it's something really detailed I don't know about, like the lens or the cornea, then I might flip through it, but in the end I don't think I'm gonna be hitting that too hard. But anyways guys, so this is my crib here. It's kind of a small room, but at the same time it's not too bad when you have a guilty pleasure such as a Rockstar or a coffee. So that's my advice of how to make it through some tough days. But anyways guys, we'll see ya.